more recent generations from Quincy will almost always remember the quarries as swimming holes. The dormant, water-filled holes became a refuge on hot summer days, where thrill-seekers would push the limits by jumping high from the quarry cliffs into the deep waters, too often with tragic results. Perhaps the most impressive quarry, Swingle's Quarry, was often referred to as the deep one, or the one with the bridge. This quarry was known for an extraordinary and beautiful extra dark granite, one of the most unusual granites in the world. Generations from long ago would have decidedly different memories of the Quincy quarries. To them, the granite quarries represented a major industry through which the Granite City had become one of the most important granite centers in the world. The high demand for Quincy granite, used as a coveted building stone, led to massive quarries being excavated, leaving gaping holes with sheer drops deep into the granite hills. Towards the end of the 1800s, several factors would contribute to the rapid decline of this long-famous industry. This granite building stone, renowned for its beauty and reputation for endurance, was rapidly being replaced by concrete and steel. An attempt to control prices by a syndicate run by out-of-town bankers and financiers failed, permanently closing many of the quarries and leaving the Quincy granite manufacturers with unimaginable shortages of granite. Chronic struggles with local unions would also force manufacturers and quarrymen to raise prices, leaving Quincy at a competitive disadvantage to the other granite centers, particularly the Barre, Vermont centers, which touted their granite as being easier to work with than that hard stuff from Quincy. Jonathan S. Swingle, a poor coal miner from Ohio, would overcome all the obstacles that lay before him in Quincy to eventually become the largest single quarry owner in the world. Swingle would base his success on transitioning the use of Quincy granite from a building material to a prized monumental stone. His determination, keen vision, unrelenting promotion, and love of this stone would begin an impressive rejuvenation of the Quincy granite industry. Jonathan Samuel Swingle was born in Blue Rock, Ohio Township on April 12, 1856, the second son born to William and Catherine Swingle.
Father and mother raised such a large family that we were always poor as the proverbial church mouse. Jonathan Swingle.
The family moved often, chasing jobs at the coal mines in Taylorville, Hawkesburg, Perry County, Zanesville, and finally to Sand Run and Straitsville.
My oldest brother James and I worked in a broom cornfield in summer at 40 cents per day, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., barefooted and otherwise not too well clothed. We could not go to school in winter for lack of shoes and clothing.
At first, my grandfather was working in cornfields. They were very poor family. And my grandfather worked in the cornfields with his brothers. There were 13 children. When he was in school, grammar school, he went to a one-room schoolhouse. And what my grandfather used to do was to pay attention to the other students, the older students, and what they were learning along with what he learned. He was a very smart man. He put it to good use.
At Taylorville, we got a little schooling. In these schools, all grades were taught in the same room, and thereby a pupil could learn much by seeing and hearing advanced grades taught. At Del Carbo, I became of age and joined the Masonic and Odd Fellow Orders at Uniontown. The Del Carbo mines became extinct, and I went on to Coshocton to work in a mine. I remained at Coshocton for about a year, and then went on to mine on the Allegheny River, 30 miles above Pittsburgh, with a friend. We did not know till our arrival that a strike was on, and we were suspected of being scabs. The trouble was settled, and I remained 4 months. Hitherto, I had always helped to support the large family at home. I worked 16 hours a day and saved $250 in 4 months' hard, strenuous labor. I had now become an expert miner. Jonathan Swingle.
They worked in the mines for a good long time. And my grandfather became friends with the owner's son.
Here is the turning point in my career. While at McClooney, I became a sincere friend of Alva Tagg, son of one of the proprietors of the mines. We had not met for years, but learning my location, he wrote, asking me to go to business college with him at Zanesville, as his father, Peter, wished him to learn bookkeeping, as to be of service in the mining business. I was skeptical as to being sufficiently educated to take such a course, but made inquiries and concluded to go. When the term opened, my friend did not show up, and I went alone. I graduated from the Zanesville Business College just before Christmas, 1882. Jonathan Swingle.
One day he was looking through the newspaper and he saw an ad for an accountant in Quincy, Massachusetts.
I was with Mr. Clark for 4 years when one lucky day I saw an advertisement for a bookkeeper to go to Quincy, Mass. for the old pioneer granite and marble merchant, William Townsend. I secured the position against a field of 23 other applicants, and on April 12, 1886, my 30th birthday, with $20 in my pocket, I left for Quincy. I had just enough capital to buy some stationery, a small desk, 2 chairs, and a folding bed, so I could sleep in my office. I had to stand off my boarding mistress, bless her soul, until I could realize enough to make a payment. In the midst of sore discouragements, Mr. Clark offered me my old position, but I did not return. After 2 to 3 years of hard struggle and hard work, from early to late, I got a foothold, and in 1892 went into the manufacturing line here with a Scotchman by the name of Falconer. Swingle and Falconer started on a small scale, but built up rapidly. Jonathan Swingle.
It is with pleasure we announce the formation of a new firm, Messrs. Swingle and Falconer, who've combined their mental and material forces for the manufacturing of granite on a large scale. These gentlemen are not novices in the granite business, but practical men of extensive experience in the trade and widely and favorably known. The Monumental News, April 1892. The decrease in the quarries at Quincy is on account of the forming of the Quincy Granite Quarries Company, which has absorbed 26 quarries. At the time when the lack of production of Quincy quarries, due to the failure of a syndicating scheme of monopolistic management, threatened the extinction of the granite market by sheer lack of rough stock,